All right, here's my 2003 Saturn Vue. I've had a leak in this sunroof for years now. I didn't know it was a leak in the sunroof. Thank you to some other YouTubers, I was actually able to diagnose and fix this leak. So my entire floorboard would be soaking wet, a puddle. I thought it was coming in from under the hood somewhere, but it wasn't. So to get to the problem, you've got to take off your visors with 3 simple screws. Remove your visor, and then this piece is going to come off. You got to get into here, and it's just one bolt inside there, and then it just kind of slides off. It pops off in this direction. So this tube right here, I just got grease on myself. This tube right here goes to the sunroof. It's a sunroof drain, which I didn't know anything about. Pull the top down, and the sunroof drain goes. Pop the top down here, and your sunroof drain goes to the sunroof. So this was actually disconnected the entire time. That plug lets water drain down this pipe. It was disconnected the entire time. You can see I have water damage on the root, on the upper part here, but that's from years of not knowing what was going on. And then when for some reason this tube wasn't long enough. I don't know why. So I went to Home Depot. I got a plumbing tube, piece of tubing, and I got a little connector, which is this connector right here. I think it's I don't even know what size it is. Whatever. Just as long as it fit in this rubber piece is all I was concerned about. In this rubber piece right here. So this connects right back here. Connect it snug. Make sure your tubing is snug. And so the true test came when I took some water. So first I had to actually take this to get it blown out. This tube, it was clogged. That's another reason. So I took the tube out and I actually just blew in it with my mouth, and I couldn't blow whatever was clogging it out. So I took it to an air pump where you air up your tires, and I stuck that on it and it blew it out, and it finally unclogged whatever was clogged. Okay, so that was step number 1. Then step number 2 is, since it wasn't long enough for some reason, I had to go to Home Depot and get this connector, which worked. It worked like a dream. So the last test was the water test. I got some water here, went up to the sunroof and poured the water in. It's not coming out very fast. But was the water accumulating in the car? That's fine. That's fine for now. See, the water was accumulating right here at the top. You could see this damage that was coming. But there's no water in the car. Where the water is leaking out of, where you want it to leak out of, is right here. Perfect. Through the front fender. That's where it should be leaking out of, because that's where the tube goes through the car out to the bottom of your wheel well. It works. I freaking did it. So all I've got to do now is reconnect everything. Push the ceiling back up. Put your panel on. Make sure the hose is in there. This hose is... Now the other hose, I checked the other hose on this side too. The hose was fine, it was connected, and I blew in it to make sure that it wasn't clogged, and it was not clogged at all. So you got to do that. There's actually 2 hoses in the back of the sunroof too. I haven't checked those, but I haven't had any water damage in the back of my car. It was all right here on the floor. This front passenger side floorboard. every snow, every rain, just soaked a puddle. So I'm sure I've probably, this is like 5 years of this, so I'm sure there's some like mold and stuff. I'm gonna have to take this carpet up and clean it out real good. But I absolutely believe I finally fixed the problem after all these years of my sunroof leaking on this 2003 Saturn Vue, and this thing still freaking runs great, by the way. Got 254,000 miles on it, which I have put over 200,000 on myself personally, but I take good care of it. But this is my backup car now, so I haven't driven it really in the last 5 years. I just took it on about a 50-mile drive down to, I'm in a remote mountain town here in Colorado, so I had to take it down a 50-mile drive to the nearest Home Depot to get the part, but I think it works. All right, my poorly edited video. 254,139 miles on this. So I used a 3/8 inch coupling, just a plastic plumbing coupling, to fix this sunroof with the pipe. For some reason, this pipe on the passenger side wasn't long enough to reach. I don't know if it's caught up somewhere in the car, I don't know. But it wasn't long enough to even reach the hose, the nozzle. This side, the driver's side, was fine. Perfectly attached, perfectly length's fine, everything. So I don't know what happened on this side, so I had to cut about a 2-inch section of this pipe to make it work. But I'm gonna give it one last go with the water to make sure she's going well. If it comes out, I can't get it to come out too much. But either way, it's leaking down there where it's supposed to leak. Perfecto. On my 03 Saturn Vue.